Hi, this is your February 2014 horoscope for everyone who is looking for some answers, insights and inspiration and meaning as well. Make sure you check your ascendant sign prediction, moon and sun sign prediction. Most people check only the sun sign prediction, but make sure if you want to know more details, more in-depth, you're made out of just not one sign only, you're made of three important signs, that of the ascendant, the moon and the sun sign. And if you don't know what your ascendant or moon signs are, you can find them at my birth chart calculator at astrolada.com, for which I'm putting a link here. Leo, February 2014. And now let's talk about love. Where can you find love this month? How can you make the connection and bond between you and your partner deeper? And how will you actually inspire more love between the two of you? And what tactics to apply if you want your life love to run better now in February? I'll give you an answer to all of these things, because February is the month of love when everyone starts asking those questions to themselves. And let's see where Venus is for you, Leos. Whether your ascendant, sun or moon is in Leo, make sure you check at least the ascendant sign. It's very important. And Venus is situated in the 6th house for Leo, which is a bit of a problematic area for Venus. So it means that basically there might be a bit more 6th house rules like conflicts with arguments, enmity. So you might be, you are called this month, and actually even in January, and the whole process started from December, January and February. It continues because Venus, the planet of relationships, stays unusually long in your 6th house. So the universe calls you to learn how to deal better with the problems in your relationships. It's not the most fun thing to do, but it's something that has to be paid attention in this time of your life. So if you have more conflicts, and usually to learn to do that, the universe will bring a bit more disharmonious energy and a bit more conflicts and a bit more tension between you and your partner, a bit more inequality as well, as if, you know, someone is doing a bit more for the other. This can come a bit more to the forefront of your mind during these months, and particularly in February as well. And you're called to balance this, to harmonize it somehow. So you have a chance to, you know, through this difficult medium of more tension and of more things not going so smoothly, to actually be able to bring it out to smoothness again and to resolve some conflicts that you have with your partner. And the 6th house is a very practical house. It's the house of solving problems, it's the house of helping another, it's the house of giving service. So if you want to feel more connected and bonded to your partner, to deepen your love, the best way to do it now in January and February is actually by doing something from your partner, something practical. Help them with their work. Take some of your time and do something for them. Maybe teach them something. Well, you don't have to buy them irons and cooking things, but maybe they'll appreciate it as well. And actually you might feel that your partner feels more compelled to bond with you by helping you. Your partner this month will express their appreciation for you and your love for them by doing such practical things for you a bit more, and by helping you cope with your own problems. So it goes both ways. It can it can be sometimes, you know, reflected. Either it happens you having to help your partner, or the partner is doing this to you to help you solve more material issues and conflicts. And also 6th house is the house of resolving problems. So what can be bonding for you is if you put yourself together with your partner and work on some issue together, whether it's material, whether it's financial, whether it's on giving service to others or helping something that's not going properly well. This can be a very bonding and love-inspiring situation for you. So you don't have to make grand gestures for your partner for the 14th of February. Just do something useful for them. They'll appreciate it a lot. Help them with something. All those of you who are trying to find love right now, they might be places that the 6th house, places of work, for instance, when you're giving service, while in a place, for instance, you might meet someone in the office, or while you're going around your errands and the things that, while doing practical things in such places, which are not the most romantic, but this is where love is winking to you this month, you know, in January and February as well. Also, you might, interestingly, that you might meet someone that you start on a more conflict with at the beginning, And then later on it starts resolving itself. So initially you might have like this in the Hollywood movies where two people meet, they don't like each other, you know, this kind of situation where like you know, and this can develop into love relationships because Venus is in the 6th house. So this kind of situation, 6th house, more disharmonious, disruptive situations can lead to love experiences, interestingly enough, and to feeling more bonded to another. Let's see, but it's a very relationship focused month for you Leos, because the Sun and Mercury are in your 7th house, and 7th house is the house of relationships. So we have a double whammy here. So it's very much about, not about you this month, it's about the partner. And try not to be, basically the Sun is your planet Leo, the Sun is you, because the Sun rules Leo. And wherever the Sun moves, this is where your focus is, this is where you go and do things there. So the Sun in the 7th house means that actually if you want to meet someone new, you have to make the first step. Whether you're a man or a woman, maybe give them a wink on or a poke on Facebook, or maybe walk to them to the bar and meet them, you know, and chat them up. But you have to start the first step. It's the best advice I can give you. Or if you've had some breakup with a partner, you're not going so well and there's more tension, do the first step again. Sacrifice your ego, which is the Sun, and go to the partner, approach the partner, apologize. Wherever the Sun transits also is where we make sacrifices for something else. So make a bit more sacrifices for your partner. This is what's required from you. And also doing things alone, it's not, you know, it's not so productive when the Sun is in your 7th house. Basically, it's much better for you to cooperate with another person, whether it's a project you want to do, or ask for help from another person, or ask for someone's opinion, ask for someone's help. Don't try to do it all on your own. When planets trigger your 7th house, and particularly the Sun, you're much better and you'll be more productive if you combine your forces with another person. And also you can attract people in your life, in relationships now in particular, who are very much like the Sun. So people who are, you know, a little bit more bossy, a little bit more spectacular, a little bit more generous, you know, a little bit more larger than life type of people. You find yourself in a big part of the end of January and a big part of February that you did attract this kind of Sun-like people, you know, who are a bit maybe even trying to tell you what to do, because the Sun is the boss. And it can create a little bit of a friction, but in the better scope of things, they can be larger than life, expressive, creative, fun person, who makes you sparkle, who vitalizes you. And you feel vitalized by getting involved in relationships. And it's not only love relationship, but with another person in one-to-one communication. It can be a very good time for those of you who are involved in business, because business is 7th house as well, because just like relationships, business is a partnership. And between two people, you give something, you receive something. So you, for those of you who are involved in any kind of consulting, in any advising, in any trading, in any exchanging goods, giving services, it can be extremely busy period. The Sun rules career as well. It's the goals and achievement. So you can move forward a lot of projects when the Sun is in your 7th house in regards to business, if you're involved in those kind of businesses. Happening time. And Mercury is also in your 7th house, and it gets retrograde there. When a planet gets a retrograde in a sign, in a house, it puts a big exclamation mark. So important events are going to happen for relationships. It's such a relationship month for most Leos this now, especially Leo ascendant, or lesser degree Leo Sun and Moon, but they'll all feel it. And when Mercury is in the 7th house, you tend to attract people who are also Mercury-like. So very skillful, very witty, with sense of humor. People who are very practical. You can learn a lot from another, whether it's your partner, business partner, love partner. They can give you very practical advice. You can rely on the practical advice and skills of another. You will receive that. Actually, you will improve your own. You would improve your own skills through the medium of another person. So don't be afraid to ask for help and to approach others for this. And Mercury is the planet of communications as well. So the whole of February will be very much focused on you communicating and trying to smooth out things with your partner. And even if there is, because of Venus in the 6th house, some, you know, disbalances from time to time, you can fix those things by talking. You can fix those things by having a one-to-one conversation. You can fix those things by saying a few jokes, or your partner can actually say a few jokes and improve the things. You can actually, even Mercury rules friendship, so you become a better friend in the whole of February and even March. You're called to develop friendships in your interpersonal relationships, whether it's love or business. So if you have a business partner, you can also develop a better friendship with that business partner. And you can, it's great time now to do also things together, like fun things, because Mercury rules games and hobbies and interests, things that you find interesting, so you can share those with your partner, and it will be much more bonding experiences, and it would augment your own sense of well-being by doing those things. So also, if you have problems, talk them through or play them through in some way. And setting the rules, because Mercury rules the rules of the game. And when it's in the 7th house, you're defining better the rules of the games in relationships, how you're gonna play, and you're defining how to balance more the relationships. Okay, so let's see what else is happening. So good time also for business. If you're Leo, ascendant, sun, and moon, it's great time for business, because Mercury is the planet of business as well, of efficiency, of order. So you can put more order into your business. If you have especially a business that you own, and you can attract mercurial people. As I said, Mercury also rules younger people. So you might find yourself that younger people, more interesting, lively people with interesting things to say, you attract them in your life, and they show you even a romantic attention in some way. Okay, so busy time for one-to-one personal, interpersonal relationships. And let's see what else. Mars is in your 3rd house, Leo, and Mars will stay there till July. I'm just reminding you, Mars starts to, Mars in the 3rd house calls you to develop willpower when it's in the 3rd house, calls you to develop actually courage. So it's a time when a lot of Leos will be showing much more willpower than they've ever had before. They'll be showing much more initiative than they've ever had before. They'll be showing much more dauntlessness and less fear, having to start something new, having to do some difficult job to tackle it. Mars will give you this courage to be able to resolve this kind of issues there. Not to issues, but to embark on this difficult project, like learning something new, like doing something new, like starting something new. So I'm just reminding you that Mars continues to be there and helping you with self-start, self-initiation, and having more courage, and actually even doing a little bit more reckless and exciting things, veering out of your safety zone, out of your comfort zone. If you're usually someone who doesn't like to go beyond it, now, in February especially, and for a few more months further, you find yourself much more daring. And I just want to give you some specific days. Those of you who are born from around the 14th till the 17th of August, or those of you who have their ascendant or their moon in Leo, from around 21 till 24 degrees, let's say from 20 till 24 degrees Leo, and you can find out your ascendant sign and its degree and your moon sign and its degree in my birth chart calculator, for which I gave you a link at the beginning of the video. And if you have those, if you're born on those days or have those degrees, you have Saturn transit. And Saturn is the hard taskmaster. So you might be given much more responsibilities and things that you might not feel particularly inspired or confident about doing, that you have to tackle, that you have to plow through, that you have to apply yourself. Saturn is the planet of time, and when it aspects those important points in your horoscope, sun, ascendant, and moon, a person becomes way more conscious of time running away. So a person starts pushing themselves harder. So, or if it's not you, someone from outside will come and say, what have you done with your life? You look where you are. Or someone might undermine your confidence, so you push yourself harder to make more efficient, to make use more efficiently of your time, not to waste your time on a career you don't love, not to waste your time on a relationship you don't want, on a relationship which is not productive, on a project which is not productive. So Saturn makes you much more aware of this, of the pressures of time. Often you don't have enough time for the things that you actually enjoy doing when Saturn is around. So it teaches you to be more efficient, more organized, more, more basically to make better use of your time, which can be stressful period, which can be a bit overwhelming sometimes. And things that you're not very dedicated to, or people you're not very dedicated and committed to, or they're not very dedicated and committed to, can fall away from your life now when Saturn is around. Or people who are really good for you, and goals that are really good, they will be tested, those relationships and those people. But after you've overcome, if they're really good for you, after that, when Saturn passes away, you feel much more bonded with those people and to those goals, because Saturn is testing your loyalty as well and your dedication to something. So thank you very much, Leo, and I'll see you next month.